All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people, just like you, just like me. So, more speculation on David Lee Roth, and this time, it's not pleasant. I know I bust on Dave a bit for vocals. Some people would say more than a bit, but some of this might be an explanation. The stuff that I'm about to tell you here, and again, same website as before, outlookindia.com. And this is an article that has a couple of extra paragraphs worth of material that I hadn't seen published anywhere else. It says here, Roth 67 said he has been contemplating the departure of my beloved classmate recently. Sounds like the way Dave talks. And is encouraged and compelled to really come to grips with how short time is. And my time is probably even shorter. Now, obviously, if your time is short, do you have some kind of terminal illness? Why would you say that? Even David Lee Roth, who showed up at the 1996 MTV Music Awards and made it seem as though he was back in Van Halen at that time. I don't think he would pull a stunt like this one to gin up sympathy for his final bunch of shows. Speculating on Alex Van Halen, I think that's one thing, but talking about, how his time is short, I don't know. I even Roth, I don't think is that kind of a promotional whore. Sorry to use that word, but that's the only thing that popped in my head. He goes on to say, I thought I might have been the first, frankly, meaning the first ahead of Eddie, not to be here anymore. And then he goes on to say, and my doctors, my handlers compelled me to really address that every time I go on stage. He says, I endanger that future, he added. Okay, that sounds like Dave again, and it's a little hard to understand that. When is he addressing it to the fans on stage? Is he addressing it in how he sings or how he performs? So again, a bit muddled, and I think you have to kind of read into it. But this phrase, I endanger that future, I don't know. So maybe they're telling him you got to stop touring or you're not going to be around for that much longer, which, I mean, look, Dave did martial arts for many years. He seems to be in really good physical shape. I mean, his overall appearance has changed a lot. People will say it's aging specifically, but, there are certain people that age better than others. And Dave, obviously, probably the last 10 years, maybe even just the last 5 or 6. I mean, I think he looked great on the last Van Halen tour. I think he looked good out there. I don't know about that full body tattoo that he got, but, that's Dave. And I think he looked good. I think, did he sound good 5-6 years ago? I think he could still kind of manage things a bit. I think the last time he went to Vegas, or the first time he went to Vegas, I really was not impressed with his vocals. And maybe there's something else going on. And maybe I should just cut him some slack at this point, but I can't confirm, he's not saying he has a terminal illness or anything. So you're kind of left to just scratch your head and go, okay, Dave, so what's going on, buddy? Again, I don't think he's just trying to gin up sympathy for the show. I think the Alex Van Halen thing would certainly be a way to draw more fans to Vegas. And he probably wants to go out with a bang. And if Alex is going to be there, that's cool. And let's just hope and pray for the best for David Lee Roth. I don't like everything he does and says, but I've said this on this channel before. It doesn't mean I'm wishing anybody their early demise or whatever. I mean, this is just stupid to say that, but You do have rock stars saying it about people that don't do the thing these days, like Gene Simmons, and I hate to bring that into it, but honor people. Don't just slam everything about them because they're not just like you. In the case of David Lee Roth, very important front man. Gene Simmons says that in his prime, he was the best. And I would say he was up there with many great ones. It's hard to kind of say anyone was better than Freddie Mercury. That's my opinion, but you probably have your opinion. I have mine. Mick Jagger comes to mind, Steven Tyler. There are a lot of great frontmen out there who did a great job and really led their respective bands, and Dave was one of them. So my hat's off to Dave, and best wishes, and hopefully he's healthy and happy and lives another 50 years. I don't know, it would be fine. It would be great. 40, 50 years. Dave at 100, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe he'll have more to say on this. Maybe some of the other major outlets will put this out there, because I find what he said there rather cryptic. And I'm wondering how it is in this particular publication, but it wasn't put out there in your standard publications that I peruse on a daily basis. But got to thank the patrons, because they're thorough out there. They scour the internet and they find things that I can't find. So thanks for doing that. And for everybody else, I'll see you soon.